Colony Ship, Part 2. Back with Darkness and his boy, Evans. What voice was I doing for Darkness again? It's literally been like almost a full week. I'm Darkness. Alright, so I have a bunch of quests. Better figure this one out. Nope, that is the map still. There we go. Get some implants in a warehouse. A lot of quests sending me to Camptown. Now let's go to the power station before we go any farther. A transmission substation. One of the local landmarks and a popular tourist transaction. Or at least it would be if there were any tourists. Let's head down here. Try not to electrocute ourselves on all this copper and unshielded wiring. A thick man with an unkempt beard is attempting to beat an electronic display into submission, reminding you of a bad-tempered spirit from the old Earth folklore called Bear. Right now, he's stabbing the cracked screen with one blunt finger, and cursing as it repeatedly flashes red. I tried adding new transformers to the grid, he says as you approach. It ought to work, but I think this fucking thing just doesn't like me. Let me take a look. Oh, shit. You bypass the on-screen protocols and attempt to force the software to accept more transformers, but no dice. The generator was intended for deployment on Proxima B, and all operational variables are configured for the future colony. Since the OS isn't receiving input from colony-related hardware such as mobile ore extractors, probes sniffing out metal deposits, biomass converters, and a host of other things too vital to ignore, it limits all non-essential use in the meantime. It looks like the grid is at max capacity. Thanks anyway. Zeke groans. I'll figure something out. We don't have enough power. The generator produces plenty of power, but the OS has a bunch of exotic safeguards. Every parameter and input is dictated by the big plan for the colony, so every time I try to make a change, the OS throws a fit. If we can manage to add more transformers to the grid, that'll hold us for a little while. The bigger problem is heating and air. This cargo hold was never designed to house so many people, or anyone at all, if it comes down to it. Portable air purifiers keep the air more or less breathable, even if it would leave an Earthborn gasping on the floor and complaining about his rights, but that's only a temporary solution. We need to fix the old purifier to set us up for good. Then there are the defenses to worry about. The bigger the town gets, the more likely the habitat will come knocking again. Anything I can do to help? If you could supply an oxidizer for the air purifier, that would take a load off my tortured mind. That the kind of thing I can pick up at the store? Sorry, I was just ruminating. The towers over to hydroponics must have one, or at least they did at some point. Best check there first. Yet another quest. Delightful. Oh, I can actually leave this place now. That seems dangerous. Let's stay in the city and complete more quests for XP. I am not keen on my particular combat abilities, as my character is more like the brains of the operation. He's no Nero the Blade, that's for sure. I don't really understand. Oh, and just walk over here. Thought it was another map. There we go. Gate guard, huh? Move along, says the guard. Nothing to see here. What's Main Street? Pointing at the sign above. Well, if Camptown is anything goes kind of place, Main Street is a place where nothing goes without Jonas Redford's say-so. What about outskirts then? The town's growing, and the outskirts is a physical manifestation of the growing pain, the guard says philosophically. I'd stay clear if I were you. What can you tell me about Jonas? What everyone knows, shrugs the guard. He set up the camp here 20 years ago or so, back when he was still making runs into what's left of Mission Control. The camp grew, and Redford grew with it. He doesn't call himself a mayor, but he doesn't have to. Everyone knows what he is, except maybe Braxton. What do you think about Braxton? A hired gun. A few years ago, the Brotherhood got the notion we won't put up too much of a fight if they were come to free us from our chains, so Jonas hired Braxton and the regulators to dissuade them. Braxton lost half his men dissuading the Brotherhood until they got the message, which gave him a hero status and all kind of ideas. Why be the mayor's guard dog on a tight leash when you can be the mayor? Braxton fought the Brotherhood and won? Braxton caught the Brotherhood's forces by surprise and delayed them long enough for the Protectors to show up. That's what he was hired to do, to buy us time. For all their flaws, the Protectors won't let the Brotherhood grab the pit without a fight, and vice versa, of course. As long as they're busy fighting each other, the pit will remain free. Ah, what's this? Oh. Oh. Loot all. Thanks for this Bulldog 2 revolver. That'll be a little cash for me. Welcome to the Old Earth Emporium. I'm the proprietor. Welcome to the Old Earth Emporium. The proprietor is so excited you almost can't tell it's a pitch. Where do you want to go, my friend? Do you want to walk the streets of ancient Rome? Sail the 7 seas before they went toxic? Save Earth from brain-eating alien invaders? Let's get to the part where you tell me what you're selling. Movies, he says, just like the olden times. What you're looking at is a fully immersive simulation. Puts you smack dab in the middle of the action. Back before the mutiny, this magic box was a training simulator used to upload skill sets into a person's melon. Achieve in minutes what it'd take decades to learn in the real world. Now imagine what this level of tech can do for modern entertainment. Forget about everything else you've seen and done. I'm talking about the best damned experience of your entire life. Wait. You're telling me you have a machine that can load skills into people's mind like software into a computer? It sure can if you have an authorization token, the proprietor replies dryly. He's plainly frustrated by how you're insistently missing the point. Do you have such a thing? No, you don't. So why not take a load off and enjoy some of Earth's finest films instead? Hold on. Tell me more about these tokens. Well, the ship authority kept a pretty tight fist around them, as I understand it. They didn't want just anybody to take a ride and come out a super soldier or a nuclear engineer. I think the mutiny showed they were pretty much bang on the money there. So you need one of them thingies to access the fancy cognition protocols. Token routes the request to the central computer, and prop, out comes another productive member of society. Where does one get one of these tokens? Other than filling out a form in triplicate at the ship authority, no place. I mean, maybe there are some lying around here and there, but how bored would you have to be to go looking? Don't answer that because I've already got the cure. How about a nice World War IV flick? It's about the crew of a damaged hunter-killer forced to land in a pacification zone. Classic of the genre, non-stop action, you're gonna love it. How many world wars did they have? 5, probably 6 or 7 by now. No reason to stop when you got a good thing going, right? Which one was World War IV? The African War. The Nigerian Confederacy versus the Empire of the Congo. Nigerians were subjugating their neighbors and calling it a confederation, while the Congolese were busy expanding their borders in all directions. Didn't take long for their interests to clash. Not surprisingly, China and Europe backed Nigeria, their biggest trading partner. The Pan Pan-American Protectorate and the Caliphate sided with the Congo, probably despite the European Federation, and take them down a notch. The rest, as they say, is history. Did we win? Well, after 3 years of fighting, everybody said they won. The enemy got to keep the North. Most of it was raised anyway, but we did liberate the South. What was Earth like before we left? The Founding Fathers called it Sodom and Gomorrah. I wonder what they'd call this little slice of heaven, says the proprietor, gesturing around him. You think things were better before the mutiny? Compared to all this? Hard to imagine worse, says the proprietor, scratching the back of his head. Of course, if you listen to the Brotherhood, the ship was nothing but a floating prison before the mutiny. If you listen to the Protectors, it was paradise lost, so the truth's gotta be somewhere in between. Not that it matters now. Oh boy, can't wait to hear more moralizing. Listen, I know that's the thing you guys want, is my own twisted personal philosophy injected into the games. Boy howdy, were people excited to hear more about me and my moralistic ranting. I mean, that's why you're here, right? What did the church say? The church? They blame the ship authority for the collapse and the mutineers for plunging the ship into chaos, which put them at odds with both the Brotherhood and the Protectors. The Chaplain General says that the church had been in charge. None of that would have happened, but I have a feeling he's talking about his plans for the future, not the past. Manpower Staffing Solutions. You got a quest for me, bro? What can I do for you? Manny leans forward and puts on a smile he keeps for clients. Oh, maybe he doesn't have a job for me. Synthetic meat. Over 200 flavors. Yum. Show me a man of taste and I'll show you someone who's sick of ingesting end tabs, says the meat man excitedly. He gestures you closer. What am I selling you next? Real synthetic meat paste infused with old world flavors not seen since planet Earth. What would you say to a salty New Yorker or a tomatoey marinara red? What about a spring mix? Yeah, you look like a spring mix man for sure. You sell meat that tastes like spring mix? My friend, we do it all. The salesman squeezes an oily, colorless substance out of a grubby tube and rubs it between his fingers. See what I'm saying? 60% organic. Eat it raw or stir fry it, Earth style. This is the closest you'll ever get to eating real buffalo, but the actual Earth animal never tasted half this good. Why? Because even the ancients didn't have our flavor infusion technology. Picking up another unmarked tube, he squeezes a cyan-colored glob into a plastic cup. The Danish blue melts in your mouth. I gotta warn you though, close your eyes or you think you're sitting under a tree by a river or water someplace eating a blue Danish thing, whatever that is. How exactly does one make synthetic meat? Our starter cells come from fungal protein, a side benefit of the fungus infestation in hydroponics. We grow the cells in a protein-rich serum decanted from the biorecyclers, which incidentally reduces load on the ship's recycling systems, while providing a steady supply of delicious, nutritious meat paste. Win-win. The biorecyclers are where the dead bodies get dumped. The key word is recycled, smiles the salesman. Let's not dwell on what goes in there. What matters is what comes out, mostly purified organic compost, chock full of nutrients and minerals. I mean, where do you think the end tabs come from? Hello, citizen. Oh, go fuck yourself. Jobs. Must own a gun. You know how to handle firearms, the proprietor says, apparently not a man for pleasantries. Haven't lost any fingers yet. Excellent, he replies without any enthusiasm. You're hired. Hired for what? Why do you think someone hires a gun hand? Either because he expects trouble or just planning to stir some up. Pays 100 credits on completion, nothing up front. Are we in business or not? We are. Alright, the proprietor says approvingly. Client is a fellow by the name of Trevor Chauncey, known in these parts as Chance. He's got a meet set up with the Granger boys to sell some kind of doohickey, and he's worried things might get dicey. If they do, you get to stand between him and the hail of bullets. Why is he worried? Probably trying to get swift and sell them some junk gussied up his value tech. If I'm right and they see through his bullshit, he'll have a problem on his hands. And since he's the client, his problems are your problems. We good? Yeah. You can find Chance in the nearby bar, which doubles up as his office. Tell him Earl sent you. Oh, don't worry. I'll make sure justice gets done. Welcome to the Hit and Kill, says the shopkeeper, giving you a quick appraising look. We carry high-end merchandise for discerning customers like you. Steal some grenades. I would like to sell you a gun. No ammo. These are the ammos that I need. Flashbang, grass. The double trouble. I'm gonna stick with my rifle strategy. Well, there's Chance up there in Boone's Moonshine. How big is this place? There's just a lot of nothing, huh? Mercy's Guard. Okay. Just taking a look around. I don't really like betting, so. No bets until the next case goes to trial, the bookie says. His eyes are riveted to a 3-inch high holographic dancer spinning around a narrow vertical beam of light, which logic would suggest represents a pole. When will that be? The miniature dancer shrugs emphatically and tilts her head to one side, regarding you like a curious bird. Whenever they find another sucker to replace Bosworth, the man says. Maybe you should give it a shot yourself instead of asking me a million questions. What happened to this Bosworth fellow? The dancer jerks back dramatically and pantomimes being shot several times over before tumbling backwards and slowly falling still on the counter. The man nods at his little friend. Pretty much, his shield evaporated, dead battery, right in the middle of a heated conversation. It's funny, as long as it doesn't happen to you. Welcome to the Quick Fix 3000. Accept the waiver. Okay. You got any more of that tech? Are you fighting today? The storekeeper gestures at the arena. Last chance to even the odds, my friend. Gonna steal some ammo. Maintenance HUD. Warhammer. You're standing in the shadow of a massive arena. Dozens of shipping containers form the walls at the lowest level and provide seating for hundreds of spectators. A gantry crane towers overhead, rigged with several powerful projectors to illuminate the space below. You wonder for a moment if real daylight is this bright. You want to file a grievance or apply for a job? The man is wearing a gold-striped trench coat, which marks him as a man of importance. I'm looking for a job. We're running low on legal representation for the prosecution, he admits with a sad shake of his head. Lost 3 officers last week in a string of challenging cases. Sure, I'll give it a try. Excellent, smiles the man. I am the court's Chief Justice, which means I am in charge here. You'll start out as a deputy prosecutor, sorting out minor cases, misdemeanors mostly. If you do well, you'll be promoted and get to prosecute even more cases. Who knows? You might even make judge one day. Sure. Let me see. The judge pulls out the electronic notepad and begins swiping through a series of screens full of very ornate, hard-to-reveal font. The first defendant is one John Doe, meaning he refused to tell us his name. We call that an aggravating circumstance. Our friend Mr. Doe stands accused of cheating at the game of poker. He vehemently denies the charge, don't they all, though? The jury of his peers, in this case fellow poker players, agree that Mr. John Doe cheated and also had shifty eyes, so the case goes to trial. John's been on a diet of water and N-Tab half rations for 3 weeks, so I'm guessing he'll present a pretty weak case. When do I get paid? A mercenary, huh? I would think continuing the legacy of our progressive judicial system would be reward enough. He waits a moment to see if you'll change your mind. But, in any case, a convicted criminal forfeits all possessions to the prosecution, meaning you. Enjoy. Oh. I probably want to start behind dark cover, right? It would be crazy for me to start. Like end turn? Okay. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. His appears to have been a lot better than mine. Yeah, I messed up there pretty badly. Did I just die? You died in the manner of the great heroes of old, attempting to bring evildoers to justice while making a small profit on the side. Unfortunately, this time the long arm of the law came up short and the evildoers escaped, leaving you bleeding out on the rusty floor of the courthouse. The Chief Justice performs a medical examination by prodding you with his boot. There goes another one, he says, scratching his stuffle. A simple yet fitting eulogy. I guess I didn't quick save, so I might have a couple of things I need to do very quickly. Okay. Regulators. Oh, this is probably Braxton's place. They got anything I can steal? Alright, I'll have to come back here later. Although I would love to steal his stuff. Can't get in the back room, huh? There we are. Speed run. Yum, spring mix. Alright. Wait, let's stop here first. Saved game, good. I'm looking for a job. Now let's do it right this time. Holy fuck. I think you have to left click to shoot. I'm so confused because right click is normally does everything for you. Ooh, man, that guy's nearly down. That guy tried to shoot me in the head. What a D. Evans gained 6 learning points in rifle. I gained 60 points in evasion and immediately leveled up. What is 4 AP? I guess move next to him and try to activate whatever this is. Oh, we will take all of his stuff and immediately put it on. Where's my sneak? Alright, so we can sell this. Got the pass to A2. We got his gun. Oh, it's gonna be a pain remembering to do this. Is this thing automatic? How do I set it to fire automatic like? Game needs a combat tutorial for sure. Guilty as charged, eh? Let me know when you're ready for your next trial. Our #1 legal representative is out with the shattered kneecap, and I've got the full docket. I'm ready. The Dalton brothers, says the Chief Justice, shaking his head as he reviews the data. Wait, I was supposed to get 100 credits for this, right? Showing a poverty of imagination matching their actual poverty, they decided to strike out and plunder the riches of Mission Control ruins. By all accounts, they were lucky to survive, but unlucky to return empty-handed. This is after running up a substantial debt to finance their venture, Said that causing our business community undue hardship and financial burden, which of course must be rectified. Anything else I should know? Yes, there is a note appended to the file. The Daltons petitioned the court to provide them with the means to defend themselves on account of losing most of their belongings during their unsuccessful enterprise. They were issued a mace and 2 knives, so my guess is that they'll come at you hard and fast. A shotgun would be handy in these situations. The mission control ruins? The miles and miles of ruined decks and desolation separating us from the mutants. Dreadful, dangerous place. Of course, if it wasn't so dangerous, it would have been stripped to the hull a long time ago. You mentioned riches? In the form of energy weapons and other gizmos. In older times, a man could just walk in, liberate some goods from a few dried up corpses, and return to town. Now you have to go deeper and deeper to find anything worth looting, and the deeper you go, the less likely you are to come back. Yeah, we need to be back here. We need to blast them. I think these guys are gonna absolutely fucking kill me. Yep. Out of range? What the shit is this? Grr. And I can't move, huh? They've got me blocked in. Good enough for me. That's right, I flashbanged myself. Oh, he's definitely messing me up. Reaction attacks are carrying the day there. It's so weird that we basically have to trade opponents. Why is my chance to hit so low? Jesus. Kind of need the grazing to stop here, guys. And there it is. I guess we'll be back for these guys once we're slightly better armed. I thought rifles would be a good choice, but yeah, as the court guy says, it might be a good idea to have a shotgun on standby. Maybe it might have been a good idea to switch to the pistol. I just don't know how to do any of that. Welcome to Boone's Moonshine, says the bartender. What can I get you? I'm looking for Jed Walker. Jed's a bit of a wanderer, but last I heard, he was staying at the new housing block down the street. Can't miss it. Rectangular design, olive green with a rust trim. Forest Muse, I think it's called. Anything you could tell me about him? I can tell you he runs his mouth faster than he runs up a tab, and that's saying something. Jed claims to have traveled the ship from stem to stern and made deals with every type of... I already heard all this. Any work around here? Must be your lucky day, grins Boone. My algae shipment's 3 days late, my customers are complaining. Fetch it for me and I'll pay you 1,000 credits. 1,000 credits for a delivery job? 1,000 credits for a shipment of algae, says Boone, correcting you. I pay Carlos 900 a case, but I'm willing to throw an extra 100 for delivery. If you can get a better price from Carlos, that's between you and him. Where can I find this Carlos? Over at Hydroponics, where else? Hope you don't mind a bit of traveling to expand your horizons. Let's see what I can do. I was gonna say it sounded like way too much money for not a lot of work. Do I know you? A man stares in your general direction, his pupils so dilated it's like looking into two bottomless holes. Earl told me I could find you here. Okay, yeah, good. You know what the job is, right? Asked Chance, looking anything but confident. Things go smoothly, I make the deal and you get what paid for doing nothing. That's what I'm hoping for at least, but if the Grangers turn weasel on us, you need to stand up and fast, and remember this, if I don't get paid, you don't get paid. And on my end, you've got no worries there. That's what I wanted to hear. Let's go. You follow Chance to the outskirts of the pit. Out beyond the densely populated center, the environment ironically gets more orderly as the towering container stacks fall into countless, perfectly squared rows. Nothing here seems to have shifted an inch since the ship left Earth orbit 1,000,000 years ago. Soon you arrive at the only open container in sight, a dull glow within signaling a human presence. 3 men stand silently about a portable heater, the ship equivalent of a frontier campfire minus the good cheer. Do you have it? The man in charge says in a voice hoarse and low. The left side of his face is disfigured with gruesome saucer-sized scars, like vicious sucker marks. From one of these rippled craters, an angry orange light of an ocular implant is doing duty for a missing eye. You can't help but wonder about the tentacle that must have delivered that kiss. Everyone's heard the stories, of course. But you felt better telling yourself they were exaggerated. Chance hurriedly yanks a dusty old control module from his belt bag, passes it to Scarface. The Granger glances down at it, no more than a quick take, tosses it to the ground. What's the deal? Chance's voice fights the tense silence like a mouse struggling against a snake. You wanted a tower control module? I brought you a tower control module. Now where's my money? I got shit to do. He cuts his eyes to you, both in a naked appeal for support and to give himself a break from looking at the mark. Scarface isn't so interested in Chance anymore, though. His implant is giving you a hard stare, and you're guessing it's doing more than just staring. Judging by the design, it's military hardware, already locked in and analyzing its target. What if I can get this module for you? The head Granger contemplates your offer for a moment. Then you'll get paid, and well.
But as far as I know, the only place to find one is Mission Control Center. Your friend claimed he knew a diver who had recovered the kind of module we need. Since he lied, I assume it's still there. I told the last 2 divers we hired to check level 3, but I guess it's a hard place to reach. They didn't return. I'll find a way. Good. If you make it back, come see me at camp. Name's Gideon. We'll look after your friend in the meantime, Gideon says, nodding at Chance. He has a debt to work off, and lucky for him, we could always use extra manpower.
Well, I think I just screwed the client over. He is, however, still alive. I am making a bad reputation for myself as someone who accepts jobs and doesn't complete them, and that is unfortunate. Not the kind of rep you want to have. How do I get out of here? I need to get myself away from this place. I said yep. What a concept. Oh, here we go. Lock can't be picked. The old unpickable lock trick, huh? Oh, here we go. You lost? Inquires the guard with a scowl.
Sarah sent me.
The scab looks you over one more time, but steps aside without comment.
Why the high security?
Too many crews out looking to score easy these days. We like to shift our merch quickly and quietly. Less trouble that way. The so-called merch consists of 3 desiccated heads, fixed to crude stands, their withered expressions frozen forever in the rictus of their dying moments more than a century ago. Whether they were mutineers or security officers in their day, they stand united now. All 3 heads sport ocular and neural uplink implants, a rich haul, even if half the implants are fried. This one's Sergeant, I think. Scav points at a dented metal knob embedded in the left temple. Squad leader, maybe even TAC team if we're lucky. Examine the merchandise. Well, you would need to extract the implants and run some tests to see if they're functioning. Other signs show problem with the tech. Superficial burns indicating a power surge, bone loss around the devices, scar tissue indicating frequent access for repair. The data jack on the leftmost head is fried, but the ocular seems fine, whereas the ocular in the head to the right has been repaired multiple times. Not a good sign, but the data jack looks functional. Out of the 3, the Sarge is in the best shape. While the ocular was apparently destroyed by plasma fire, the squad leader and data jack show little wear and tear. Looks like this newly promoted soldier barely had time to enjoy his upgrades.
Sarah said you had something for her.
I owe her 500 credits, so the standard package should cover it. Pointing at the heads with the standard gear.
What about the squad leader?
Sorry, friend. Gear that rare never stays put for long. Got a buyer on the way here as we speak. As if on cue, the door slides open and a fully armored, heavy-set man strides into the warehouse. He's trailed by a couple of flunkies hired, you're guessing, to squawk if anything comes up on a 6. The big man pauses for a moment like a predator sniffing the air. Glances into every corner of the room. When his eyes land on you, he waits until his goggles get a read on you, then frowns clearly. This is a man who doesn't like surprises. Which one is mine? You nod at the grotesque heads. Take the head on the right, data jack implant, and leave. I'm not here to cause trouble, ironically. For once. How's life treating you, Darkness? Asked McNeil, grinning from ear to ear. Did you hear about that stuff we found 2 weeks ago? An anti-riot officer dressed to kill. He chuckles at his own joke. The gear is in mint condition like it was issued yesterday. Lucky you. Luck has nothing to do with it, says McNeil, insulted. We were out there for almost 2 weeks, knee-deep in dried-up corpses. Must have been quite a fight. Armor burned through, implants fused to the bone, one poor bastard's helmet melted around his head. Hell of a way to go, if you ask me. Do you still have the gear? Gear that good? We sold it before Sarah finished cutting out the implants. Top shelf stuff. Brother Solomon sent me and wants his deacon back. You kidding me? That bastard must have heard we were flush with credits and had the fucking nerve to ask for his cut. Can you believe this shit? He wants his cut. He can earn it on our next run. He doesn't want to cut, the church does. You sure you want to make them an enemy? Me? I didn't start this shit. That fucking weasel did when he tried to shake me down. Don't you think it comes a little bit too easy? A deacon comes in, makes outrageous demands, practically forcing you to do something stupid. What are you saying? McNeil says, squinting at you. They playing me? Oh, shit. I don't have enough streetwise to make this work. They need an excuse to roll in. The deacon plays a victim. His trigger-happy friends come to the rescue, take over your operation in the progress. You let the deacon go, they have no choice but to call it off. Oh, that worked? And I got a ton of experience in impersonate. Fucking bastards, McNeil says, shaking his head. I'll let the deacon go, and if they have a problem with me... Hell yeah. Now we got skill points. I rescued your deacon. The Lord works through you, brother. This much is clear. Question is, will you dedicate yourself to his service? If it pays well, why not? You aren't lost, brother. The preacher says gently, putting a hand on your shoulder. You only think you are. What's the job? A man came to see me. Not Braxton, not Jonas, but me. Preacher pauses, letting you appreciate the significance of this fact. He asked for help, but all I could do was lift his spirits and give him hope to last a bit longer. For I knew the Lord would send someone. Find that man and ease his sufferings, brother. You want me to find a man with no name? The man himself might be hard to find, but the source of his problems should be easy enough to track down. Great. Finding the not named man. Perfect. Okay, so this guy... How do I level up? Do I like... Alright, so he just gets feats, huh? I'm gonna want something killify for him. He's a rifleman. Return to Earl. Oh boy, he's not gonna like this. Yep, he's gonna be pissed. He should be too. I fucked up the job.
I'm gonna need a little more time. The Grangers took the client, but I can get him back.
Earl nods distractedly, losing what little interest he has in the topic.
Do you have anything for me?
Client came in while you were out. Name of Faith Ward. Oh, that's a great name. Ward Salvage was a prospecting outfit operating out of the frontier. It recently happened on a valuable find, like once in a lifetime valuable, but ran into a little bit of a snag trying to sell. Now Miss Ward is the last breathing member of that organization. The lady wants to reclaim her rightful property and deliver some old-fashioned retribution on the low-down, cowardly scum that stole it. Earl spits on the floor to further elucidate his feelings on the matter. After a quick examination of Miss Ward's finances, I assured her I knew just the man for the job. Someone intimately familiar with the legal term extreme prejudice.
Where can I find her?
Stairs on your right. You won't miss her.
I'll take care of it.
So there she was, in a bar. Oh, over here. You will miss her. That's what he said. The woman steps forward from the shadows. Her face and clothes say she recently took some kind of beating, but her eyes tell you she's not anywhere near done.
You must be Faith Ward. Earl sent me.
They killed my family, says Faith. Her voice wavers for a moment. I want them to pay for what they've done to me.
They will. Now tell me what happened.
We found a key on the body of a dead diver, deep down in the mission control ruins. He had it tucked away in his breast pocket right here. She points to her heart as she says it, then pauses a moment. Do you know what it's like out there, the work I mean? Our days spent sifting through piles of junk looking for the littlest kind of profit. Broken down droids that might have a part or two worth jimmying out. Batteries and smashed plasma weapons that might still hold a charge. Skeletons with battered old implants. We're trying to make a living out of a fool's errand. But most of us think there's some kind of chance of striking gold out there. I never did myself. Not until I saw the key.
What happened next?
My father made a deal with Lazarus Foley. Took my brother and 2 men who work with us with him. Show of strength, he said, whispers Faith. 2 tears trickle slowly down her cheeks. Somehow it only seemed to make her harder. My father and my brother, the hired hands, they didn't return. What Foley's man did came right after me that very night. Cleaning up loose ends, I guess.
They sound like very thorough people. What makes this key so valuable?
How many electronic keys have you seen in your life? Not an access card, but a real electronic key. I've never even seen the lock that goes with a key like that. Stands to reason that whatever's behind the door fitting the key is worth a fortune. Could be it opens up Admin Center itself. Who knows?
Could be. So, how am I gonna find this Foley? He's probably staying out of sight.
That's the easy part, says Earl, appearing out of nowhere. I will send word to Foley that I have a buyer for the key. Whether he intends to make an honest sale or ambush you like he did the Wards, he'll arrive with his men ready for war.
I best get ready then.
Jesus, how do I keep getting myself in fights with too many people when I suck?
Did Foley take the bait?
He'll be waiting for you in a warehouse E4. I can take you there when you're ready.
I'm ready.
You're standing outside the warehouse. Foley and his men are waiting within. It's time to consider your options.
Distract Foley with your witty repartee while Faith sneaks inside and takes him out.
Here's the renowned Lazarus Foley. He looks like a hard one as advertised. Same with 2 of his henchmen. The remaining 3 are just filler, though a stray billet can kill you as dead as one fired by a marksman. You ain't no scab, says Foley. That means you never seen the inside of Mission Control. So you ain't here to buy the key, are you, boy?
I'm not gonna skulk in the ruins looking for the magic door, if that's what you're asking for. I'm gonna sell the key and the habitat for twice as much.
Oh, really? Good market there? It looks like Faith will have plenty of time to get in position.
Keep him talking.
You tell Foley what he wants to hear, giving Faith enough time to get inside. Finally, you see her emerging from the ventilation hatch at the other end of the warehouse. Who's your buyer? Foley asks, feigning indifference. Maybe I know him.
Keep him talking.
You accuse Foley of trying to cut you out while telling him to figure out who the buyer is. Well, telling him enough to figure out who the buyer is, had he existed in the first place. When Faith appears behind him, pale as a ghost and just as quiet, Foley's too busy milking you for info to pay attention to anything around him. She strikes once, then twice. Lazarus collapses, not quite dead, but well on the way. Taken by surprise, his men freeze for a split second.
It's over. Nobody else needs to die.
One of the thugs assumes the mantle of leadership and nods.
Go,
he says, pointing at the door with his gun.
We'll take the key and be on our way.
You must be out of your fucking mind, friend, says the thug. Killing this asshole, he kicks the dying Lazarus, is one thing. Robbing us blind is another.
Did you know that the wards were working for the Brotherhood?
They did? The thug's alarm. Lazarus didn't tell us anything.
Lazarus is dead. You're still breathing. If you want to keep it that way, hand me the fucking key now.
And if I say no, says the thug, trying to hide his discomfort.
Nobody chooses the second option. You don't really think you can go against the Brotherhood and live, do you?
Yeah, look at that. Picked up another point of impersonate. Man. It's not really clear to me, like, how the likelihood of my successes. But I am getting away with some really dank shit. Reluctantly, the thug throws you the key. It's an old ship-style key fob sporting a 4-inch metal rod. It has to be a mechanical lock with an electronic control device that grants access to the lock. A lot of people died for this, says Faith. She speaks slowly, as if unsure what she's going to say next. But why? What's hidden in that goddamn door that's worth this many lives? Since my regular crew is dead, I'll need to hire out for this run and pray they can see it through. I'm willing to take the chance on you if you want the job.
What's stopping me from taking the key and disappearing?
Nothing, Faith replies bluntly. But you don't know the ruins, and even if you did, you're not going to make it without outside help. Neither of us gets what we want without trusting somebody. Easiest thing would be to trust each other. Invite Faith to join your party. Faith nods, her eyes suddenly lifeless.
You alright?
I've never killed anyone before, says Faith, looking away. I know he had it coming, but it doesn't make it any easier.
Lazarus was a mad dog that had to be put down. The less you think about it, the better.
What if I can't?
Then the next Lazarus will kill you. And he'll kill more people.
Unless you kill him first. Is that the only way? Kill or be killed?
It's not. At least, it shouldn't be.
Faith nods, considering what you said. She seems relieved, as if a great weight has been lifted from her shoulders. Faith gains the thief feat. How did you get that?
I want to ask you a few questions.
What do you want to know?
You think we're going to make it to Proxima Centauri?
I'm sure we will. The ship's old, but she's still spaceworthy. Maybe it will even happen in our lifetime. Can you imagine?
How would we know?
Good question. The bridge is sealed, but automation systems would have no problem landing the ship without human guidance.
Why is it sealed?
Some mutineers wanted to turn the ship around, so the ship authorities sealed the bridge to make sure we stay on course. The mission above all, she says, quoting the Protector's slogan.
There has to be a way to open it.
Not without an authorized bridge officer implant. Those things are DNA coded, so your unexpected promotion to bridge officer must be recognized by bridge security and navigation systems.
How do you know all that?
When you do salvage work, you have to know these things.
You said the mutineers wanted to turn the ship around.
They learned that Proxima was already inhabited when the ship was well on her way. Now it's common knowledge, but back then it caused quite a stir. Remember, the early generation thought themselves pilgrims, called by God to the Promised Land. Turned out he had given it to another.
You really think they didn't know Proxima was inhabited?
All they knew all they knew about Proxima was that it's in the habitable zone, liquid water, atmosphere, and a suitable temperature. They looked for signs of an advanced civilization, but found nothing. No electromagnetic signals, no light or chemical pollution, no megastructures. Now we know why. Mankind never expected to meet a civilization in its infancy, so the native settlements remained undetected until the ship got the first images from the deep space probes.
What are we going to do with the natives?
More like, what are they going to do with us? We're few and they are many, or will be by the time we arrive. Since Earth is 24 trillion miles away, I don't think we can expect reinforcements anytime soon.
What do we know about the natives?
Not much. The first images showed a few isolated desert settlements, far apart from each other. It could be a thriving civilization by now, or a dead one. The probes should still be transmitting data, but it's only accessible from the bridge, so your guess is as good as mine. Welcome to the team, Faith. Extra experience and learning increased by 50% on sneak, lockpick, steal, and computer skills. Good, good. So, maybe she's good at computers, electronics. So we both have computers. That was actually a mistake. Rifle. Oh, apparently I'm seen as a supporter of the church and a diplomat. It's true, I did try to talk my way out of things. Let's take a look at your gear, Ms. Faith. We have a mummified head that we need to deliver. You have a one-shot. How about a one-shot rifle instead? We've also got a stasis grenade. And a data jack import. A data port that bridges the gap between the human mind and a computer, allowing you to plug directly into any machine designed for direct access. A built-in cognitive enhancer will analyze your neural firing patterns and more efficiently manage your neural network more efficiently. Well, I want one of those. I could use a better intelligence to just completely throw off my skill monkey game. May the Lord have mercy on your soul. Is Mercy expecting you? Asked the guard, taking a break from daydreaming. Oh, apparently that's not happening. Okay. Sure are a lot of quests. Let's take the head back to Sarah. Oh, and I gotta ask about Jed at the bars. Let's head up here and ask about Jed at this bar. Didn't I learn something about Jed? Tell you what, let's try to take on that combat challenge. Then we'll... Depot A2 in the armory. Oh, right. Let's talk to Earl first. Get paid for our problems. Wait, where the hell is Evans?
Job's done. Foley's dead.
Well done. Check back with me in a few weeks. I might have something for you. 500 credits. There he is. Evans finally caught up with us. Evans, you son of a gun. Oh, did she just level up? Incredible. Okay. This is gonna make a whole team of rifle people. That's because rifles are extremely good in real life. There we go. Yeah. That fight is not turning out well for me. Well, I don't know if I can bring her back or if she's permanently dead, but if so... We're just gonna load the beginning of the fight again. Wow, we're actually doing amazing this time, you know, except for the dead party member. Now we're doing not so good. Oh, Jesus. Out of range. Okay, so you want to have a melee weapon, I guess. Man, I should be using these abilities and shit. Yeah. Okay. Never mind, I'm just gonna go back to the quick save. That makes a lot more sense. Definitely want to give our guys the widest possible firing angle. so that we don't get cover. Okay. Accuracy minus 25, but huge number of bonuses. Accuracy plus 5. Aimed body shot. AP costs 8, so I can do this twice. What do you got? Oh, Betsy, they called her. Oh, Betsy. Bullseye, huh? No accuracy bonus. None of that's particularly good. Yep, certainly is bad. Fast attack with flurry. Yeah, I think she's dead permanently. Damn, rocked. Yep, she's gonna permanently, so this isn't so good. We need to become stronger. Where is Sarah? Midway, right? Next we'll do this. Talk to Carlos. Camp Reed. That'll be for next time though. This is the end of this particular one. Give her Jimmy's merch. Sarah joggles the severed head in her hands as if it were a kickball. Huh. The ocular's trashed, but maybe I can salvage the housing. He plugs a small diagnostic tool into the metal stub at the temple. Data Jack's still in good shape despite its age. It was installed 2 days prior to the owner's demise, she says, scanning a tiny stream of data on the tool's built-in screen. Typical history of this model would be 3 previous owners and 100 years of service, so this little doodad is basically factory install, nice and clean. I could part with it for 500. That includes plugging it into your skull. What am I getting? Direct interface with any computer or network that can't be accessed with a keypad. I couldn't do this job at all. You just install the machinery around without a data jack, not to mention the upgrades. Do you want it? Or not? I'm a busy woman. I do want it. Give me the data jack. And then install it in my brain. I'm basically 100% sub now. What? So I bought it, but I can't use it. Is that correct? Well, if I knew that I could only get one at a time, I definitely would have tried to maximize my intelligence. Stick you down there for later. Who knows when that'll be an available option. Boots. So we need to sell this and this. You've got a toothpick knife, which is apparently better than some of the other crap we've got around here. Your knife skill? Compared to your... You are better with blades. Barely, but it's there. And you got better armor than me too. I'm jelly. Let's go talk to Frank Boswell. We'll talk to the armor seller and see if he'll buy my armor. Probably not. For a great price, but we'll see. No, it's just the same as anybody else's. None of it good. Let's stop outside Camp Reed. I don't know that I see Camp Reed. Did I miss it somewhere? Let's take a look at this in the map. Camptown map. Oh, does it automatically transport me there? Oh, it's in hydroponics. Okay. Find Jed in local bars. Camptown. Alright, so I definitely got that totally wrong. But no one told me anything that I remember, which ain't good. Means I probably triggered something and forgot about it. Well, next time we're gonna go talk to Braxton and see how the regulators work. Sorry to end on a weird note. That's where we are. Have a good night.